Democrats won in Mississippi, Ohio, Virginia, New Jersey, red parts of those states with moderates. And if Republicans don't want to admit that today, they're going to be in for a rude awakening next year.
Donald Trump's policies are working. Last night, blue politicians won in blue cities. Do we need to get the messaging right heading into the midterms? Yes.
Democrats didn't just win in blue places. They broke the supermajority in the Mississippi state legislature. They flipped seats in Texas that had never even been competed recently.
I have a Fox News panel lined up for us to jump into as the MAGA coat continues after the smackdown they were handed from Democrats across the board in this year's off-year election. So if you can, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a ton. We're really trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and let's get right to the content.
That's not what Abigail Spanberger's saying.
That's what Zohran Mamdani said, who endorsed Mikey Sherrill, and she didn't disown the endorsement.
You guys want to talk about Mamdani, and I get why. He's charismatic, and he's super left. Democrats won in Mississippi, Ohio, Virginia, New Jersey, red parts of those states with moderates. And if Republicans don't want to admit that today, they're going to be in for a rude awakening next year.
She is spot on. As I detailed in my first video, we broke the GOP supermajority in deep red Mississippi. We flipped 2 red seats in Georgia, where it was very red, like it was 2 Trump voting counties. And we literally ran the board in Virginia, where the GOP was spending heavily. This was America responding to the failures of the Trump administration so far. Make no mistake of that, with prices rising, peace not being made in any of the conflicts he promised, and Trump threatening to send troops to like multiple different countries, Nigeria, the most recent, no trade deals being signed, and the military in the streets of America. People are unhappy with this, and it reflected in this year's off-year elections. Cope harder, snowflakes.
Donald Trump's policies are working. Last night, blue politicians won in blue cities. Do we need to get the messaging right heading into the midterms? Yes. But Donald Trump's methods, again, are working. Joe Biden's took us to 9.1% inflation. I've got the data, I've got the facts, and President Trump, I guarantee you, is going to share those facts in about 51 minutes.
Your takeaways.
Well, look, Democrats didn't just win in blue places. They broke the supermajority in the Mississippi state legislature. They flipped seats in Texas that had never even been competed recently. They, in parts of Virginia that are deep red, the average, I think, was 6 points towards Abigail Spanberger. In New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill got a bigger margin than Governor Murphy did a couple years ago. So it's not just that we won in blue places. Democrats won all over the country. And I think a few things are clear. Number one, when Donald Trump himself is not on the ballot, his ideas don't win.
All correct. And of course, what Kaylee is missing here and what she's saying is that under Biden, the inflation rose as part of a global trend due to the pandemic, where Biden steered us to not only the strongest, but the fastest recovery of all developed countries to it. For Trump, he was handed a very strong economy with all metrics trending positively downward, and it's now causing them single-handedly with his own policies to have rising prices that is outside of the global trend. There's literally nothing else he can blame it on, where Biden could easily say COVID. Job loss outside of the global trend, where Trump has nothing he can point to say is the thing causing it. It's his tariffs. And what we're finding is that MAGA policies aren't as popular as much as like MAGA will just mobilize for Trump at all costs. So when it comes to the merits of his economies, the Republican platform stands Trump. Well, Democrats win big. It's a huge thing for us to hold on to moving forward, especially looking at 2028 when the Republican Party will be absent Trump, and massive potential heading into these midterms before that.
Part of the shock, at least for me, it's not that he's charismatic, it's that he's blatantly anti-Semitic. It's that
I don't think
his methods are neophytic. I mean, it's an absolute travesty. And that there were candidates considered moderate who refused to denounce and condemn horrifically violent rhetoric.
Yes.
I think I'm just surprised that people voted for that.
But a lot of Jews voted for him, Emily.
Against it.
But a lot of Jews voted for him. And a lot of Jews voted for him.
And that breaks my heart.
New Yorkers aren't dumb. They got to elect who they wanted to lead them. And if he fails, they will elect someone else.
He will fail. Socialism failed in the Soviet Union. It'll fail in New York City.
I can't begin to explain how insanely juvenile this is. Like, to think that she's spitting saying something like this, you have to be so ignorant, right? Like, oh, thing failed here 40 years ago, mean fail everywhere always. Of course, avoiding all context as to like what made the Soviet Union fail, why, because she probably doesn't actually know. This is just like the common point. The USSR like space program also failed. Does that mean it's going to fail here? The USSR had like these semi-autonomous regions that were under one central or federal government. Does that mean our federal government with the semi-autonomous states are going to fail also? I love that nobody can like ever quote the anti-Semitic thing that Zoran has said, because there's not one. The violent radical rhetoric that he said, because there's not one. Meanwhile, MAGA openly will call him a jihadist and radical because he's Muslim, literally like just openly being racist. I mean, guys, New York City spoke, New York City Jews spoke especially, and Mamdani won the mandate. Like, isn't that how it goes, MAGA?